tough here, he's getting to me too. I told Mr. Weiss, I said, we are on a new energy management program. This air conditioning tonight is 100% organic and GMO free. In your packet, you have the school bus per mile operating cost analysis for last year, 2017. It is a slight reduction. I didn't put last year's cost in there. Last year was $1.02. This year reduced slightly with some reduced per mile cost, and that had a per mile fuel cost had a large impact on the overall calculation. Any questions about this?
Board members, any questions? Thanks, sir.
All right.
Next item on the agenda is report on lead testing, 18-92, this for information officer.
Right, the 2017 General Assembly requires all school locations, all school districts to do testing for potable lead drinking water. And so based on EPA standards, which we were indicated to follow, we conducted the test. We took 75 samples throughout all our schools, and the samples numbers are based on population of that particular school. And of those 75, we had two samples that tested over the 0.015 milligrams per liter benchmark. So for those locations, we have installed filters, and I would recommend retesting those two locations here in a couple weeks, and we'll see if it's having the impact that we want to make sure. But as far as meeting the state standards and the EPA standards, we are well within our safe category at all locations.
It's a pretty significant finding, because I was concerned. I know at least one school division in Eastern Virginia that had about 5 schools that had major water issues with lead. They're going out bringing bottled water into the buildings, and they fix it. So I was excited about the results.
Board members, any questions? Hearing none, next item on the agenda is an action item, 18-93, approval of revised cost for surface tennis court at West Middle.
This item was approved on our last meeting. However, there is a change, and Mr. Truett will explain to you why we're bringing it back a second time.
Right. This is a representation of the tennis court recommendation. What was not included was the additional surface crack repair. The resurfacing and the crack repair was segregated out in the original quote, and I thought they were mutually inclusive, and they were not. So I just wanted to bring that back to your attention and resubmit for your approval so that we are well aware of all the costs. What I did in the meantime is I went out just to make sure that we were still locked and loaded and reevaluated 2 other companies. One came in at $38,000 and the other one came in at $31,000. So this is a good company, good quote, good price, and they're fairly local. They are out of our
We weren't having to entertain any questions.
Courtworks.
Board members, any questions? Hearing none, I need a motion to approval of revised cost for surface tennis court at West Middle.
So moved.
So moved, we have a second.
I'll second.
A motion is second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Branson? Ms. Morgan?
Yes.
Mr. Persinger?
Yes.
Ms. Sept? Yes. Mr. Tucker?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, 18-94, capital improvement and operational maintenance update. This is for information.
In your packets, you have a monthly summary of work orders by location, and then also a breakdown by product, by work type. There were a couple call-outs in comparison to the 2016 year. It looks like there are some huge variances, but this is, I explained this in my notes before, or below. In the general maintenance line, under total cost, This is the $39,290.37 includes $24,453 worth of summer camp. So instead of, it was all captured in that 1 month in that one unit. So that increased the look of that one. And then also, there was repair costs in 16 for a sharing water line repair, and also included 2 other items of parking lot repair and signage and installation costs at Mountain View campus. Without those variances in there, the numbers are very similar.
Any questions?
What type of signs were installed in Mountain View campus?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Basic, it wasn't anything major.
No, mostly road signs.
Road signs.
Yes.
Beware of cracks in the tennis courts.
Beware what?
Cracks. Beware of cracks in the tennis courts.
You may fall for
Well,
it.
you're at risk.
Okay, any more questions?
Track is not just spec.
Hearing none. 18-95, CDL training to USLCC. This is recommendation.
As we all know, transportation is a vital part of our education process. We bus a lot of students every day from a lot of different locations. One of our challenges this year is the system worked exactly as we wanted it to. This past summer, we had a pool of school bus driver subs that were always there to backfill in any full-time bus drivers, whether for vacations, illnesses, and normal absences. Well, what we also used them for this year was to fill in as permanent bus drivers, as we had resignations, retirements, and so forth, and that depleted our pool of substitutes. We are using all of our substitutes really on a daily basis, whether it's for field trips, filling in for runs, and so forth. So we're looking to expand our pool. The challenge is, it is actually just as involved to get a CDL Class B license for buses as it is to get a Class A for driving over the road tractor trailers. It may even be a little bit more so. There's a little bit more, some more rules involved that are not in the Class A's but are in the Class B's. One of our biggest challenges is finding people with that. What we have done to overcome that in the past is we have provided our own training. We provided that free of charge for people who wanted to participate in it. But it was so long, so involved, that keeping people interested and active throughout the whole process was somewhat challenging. We started with class of 6 and then with the class of 1 and 2. So one thing I've done is I've gone out and I've worked with Dan and Doug Jones at community college, who was a program manager there, and he oversees the CDL training that they have for their Class A drivers. And one thing that interested me about it is their classroom portions are really only in 2 parts. The rest of theirs is hands-on over-the-road training. The first part is their pre-trip where they're hands-on with the tractor trailer, learning how to do all the checks before getting on the road. And then the second Saturday is actually the general knowledge portion. The general knowledge portion of a CDL is the same for a tractor trailer driver for a Class A as it is for a school bus driver for a Class B. So, I worked out with Doug. For a very low cost, we can sponsor basically a student there that we would like to see, that we would like to hire, that wants to work for us or is already working for us, to attend their one-day general knowledge session. That shortens our teaching process down from about 50 to 60 classroom hours that we have to spend just going over in short segments. And because we are going in shorter segments over a longer period of time, we have to review, down to 8 hours. And then also we'll follow that up with where we teach them the bus portion, where in a 1 week, 2 hours a day for 3 days, we go over what they need to learn to get their learner's permit. And then once they get their learner's permit, then we go through the required 20 plus hours of behind the wheel. So we're taking a 8 to 12 week process and hopefully shorten it down to about 3 or 4 weeks. And it's actually, in the long run, will probably save us some money, that we don't have to pay as much in trainer fees to our own trainer. We can send them to Dabney for a little bit less time. We keep people interested because the window is much shorter and there is a defined path to getting their CDL and Class B and going to workforce. So that is one thing I'm working on there. And we've lowered our costs now to $80 per student that we send for that program.
I asked Mr. Truett to provide that information because I know we've been struggling with substitute drivers, and he's working on a program that may help us. So just not good information.
Normally, Dan, how long does the person stay with the program until they do drop down now? And what you can get, I know.
After about a month and a
About
half,
4 weeks, but by that time, the new program already have their.
they're finished. They'll have their learners, we get it worked out right after 2 weeks. They'll go to DMV, they'll take the test for the learner's permits, then they'll have their learner's permit, which allows them to do the behind the wheel, which they can't do until.
Sir, do you have any questions?
Board members, any other questions? Hearing none, thank you, Mr. Chairman.